The guy whose indiscretions triggered the Bonk Ban is now running the country. He's talented, he's hardworking, he's accomplished, he's fiercely intelligent, and he is completely unemployable. Guess how much McGowan would get on a pension if he quit right now?
Scomo's about to touch down in the US.
Hope he remembered his name badge.
That fella down under.
It's just too good not to use. He would have been smiling as that plane levelled out and headed east to New York, I reckon, lying back comfortable in the knowledge he's left the country in very capable hands. Last time Scomo went to the US, Australia was suffering through a catastrophic disaster. And so it is again.
That resignation letter is extraordinary. I mean, Porter went out with guns blazing.
We went out of the front bench, not out of Parliament. Why is it unacceptable for a cabinet minister to be owed a favour by an anonymous benefactor, but it's okay for a backbencher?
Why didn't Scomo sack him?
Because Porter knows intimate details of the Morrison government. He knows where the bodies are buried. You don't want that kind of guy outside the tent sitting as an independent. The bigger problem would be Porter leaving Parliament and forcing a by-election in the seat of Pearce, which the ALP might well win. Morrison is one backbencher's heart attack away from a no-confidence motion. He needs Porter's vote. Porter's not some random backbencher in Mark McGowan's army of MPs. His vote actually counts, and because there's a perception that he owes someone somewhere a financial favour, that vote now has a cloud over it.
Hasn't stopped the acting PM backing him in.
Barnaby would give Porter some hope, wouldn't he?
He's had a bad day at the wicket.
He's the ultimate comeback king. The guy whose indiscretions triggered the Bonk Ban is now running the country, which raised a few eyebrows.
Will we ever find out who stumped up Porter's cash?
Maybe not. But he seems to know that it's more than one person, and now we know that as well. When he quit, he said this: "I could not assist any process that would ultimately allow people who have done nothing wrong to become targets of the social media mob, and I would continue to respect their position." So that suggests a group. When he started the defo action against the ABC, he must have had conversations about how he was going to pay for it, because he knew before he lodged the writ the legal fees could bankrupt him. He said so himself. "Even though I suspected action against the taxpayer-funded broadcaster was probably going to be financially unsustainable, as it ultimately was, I decided I had to commence action against the ABC." We're being asked to believe he just went headlong into $1 million debt, hoping someone somewhere might take pity on him.
Wouldn't he just walk away from politics and put it behind him?
And do what? It's not just the blind trust that he's got problems with. It's the rape allegation that's never been proven, and it's hanging over his head, and it'll hang over his head forever. Who's got the guts to risk the Me Too backlash by giving this guy a job? The law firm that defended Porter faced a staff mutiny. Just agreeing to act on his behalf triggered an internal revolt. Imagine if he actually became a partner. When he quit as WA Treasurer, there was a period where he was lecturing with Curtin University. Do you reckon any uni guild nowadays, not exactly champions of conservative politics, are going to be happy with him on campus? Which big legal firm's going to have him? A former WA Attorney General, former Commonwealth Attorney General, former state prosecutor. And the best law career he can hope for now is conveyancing for Karen in Kwinana or being a barrister for a bikie in Byford, which is a lot of alliteration, but it's true. He's talented, he's hardworking, he's accomplished, he's fiercely intelligent, and he is completely unemployable. So he's taken the pay cut that goes with stepping down from the front bench, and he's getting on with life, hopefully outside of the spotlight.
Yeah, I mean, he must get a decent parliamentary pension.
Nah. That's a big misconception. Not every MP gets a pension. Very few of them do, actually. The federal system was changed about 17 years ago. If you've been an MP since then, all you get is a resettlement allowance, which is about 6 months' salary. In Porter's case, that's a bit over $100,000. And he gets bugger all from his time in state parliament. He served there for 4 years. When he left, he got another resettlement allowance, this time just 3 months' salary, so maybe 60 grand. We got rid of the pension system and we ended up with deadwood in Parliament, passing their time indulging their hobbies. They can't rely on a pension to pay the bills, and they aren't confident in what they would earn in the private sector. The federal parliamentary pension scheme was axed in 2004. The state scheme was scrapped 4 years earlier. Only 3 people are left in the WA Parliament who are in that old defined benefit scheme: Mark McGowan, Michelle Roberts and Alana McTiernan. Guess how much McGowan would get on a pension if he quit right now?
How much?
$250,000 a year for life.
Wow.
He gets 70% of his final salary. Guaranteed. Doesn't matter if the markets are up, the markets are down, 250 large every year. If you or I wanted to retire on a guaranteed $250,000 a year income, we would need at least $5 million in superannuation. If we looked at a safe 4 or 5% return on our money, we would need $5 million in the nest egg to get what Mark McGowan's due to him. We all thought Ben White had it easy sitting on a couple of boards. He's got nothing on State Daddy. You know when McGowan was looking at that $3 million house in Mount Lawley?
Yep.
Maybe not tire kicking after all. If he seems comfortable hobnobbing with the wealthy, it's with good cause. This proud son of Labor is actually one of them. It's not a bad date night without the kids, is it? Brownlows?
McGowan doesn't need a name tag either. Maybe Scomo should have taken him to New York.
Rocco, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. Maybe even the lodge. Well, at least we know this wouldn't have happened with Prime Minister McGowan.
Thank you very much, pal.
Still not old. I'm Ben Harvey. For more Up Late, click the subscribe button below.